sun is out, your cat's with you, and you've got your shovel and you got lots to do in your garden. So pretty much you've unlocked all the gnomes and you can just have a blast putting the gnomes everywhere in your garden. Because, you know, this is like a garden gnome simulator, not a garden simulator, and you can put as many gnomes, as far as I know, in your garden and no one will bother you about it. So anyways, on paper this game sounds super lame, but once you get into it, it's oddly addictive and the time flies by, and suddenly it's a new day, and like you pretty much there's a backstory about how you have like a highly stressful IT job, so you decide to go out into the country and take care of the family home away from home. And the game actually does like an incredible job of having you do like baby steps and you learn along the way, and then the menus actually make sense and like you get the whole flow of the game. And gradually increases the difficulty curve of what you can do. You know, you can make a detailed garden if you really want to, or you can just have like a simple garden. I was cool with just seeing how this game worked. So you start each day at 8 a.m. you finish each day at 6 p.m. so I guess you're on vacation because, you know, obviously you don't have to go back to your real home, which probably has no garden, and if it has a garden it's dying because you're not there. So the game gives you these objectives, but I would assume at a certain point it sort of just lets you do whatever you want. And you can ignore those directions and just create the garden of your dreams. And you learn how to cut the grass, you shovel for fun and treasure. I found a gold nugget. I don't know if that happens every time that you play the game, or it's totally, like, is it totally random or what, but you plant seeds, so the game shows you how to do that. You decorate your garden with gnomes. There's custom stone slabs, there's all sorts of stuff. There's hedgerows, you know, plants, decorations, so on. And the game gradually opens up. I don't remember exactly how many pages there are stuff. There's like 3 or 4 rows across like 6 items in each, you know, yeah, so 6 columns and like 6 rows, and then like a few pages, like 5 to 10 pages roughly. So there's a decent amount of stuff to sort of, you can unlock and enhance. You can get a better lawnmower, a better automatic lawnmower. Like, I don't think this is really a spoiler because you can see them, you just can't unlock them right away. So the ultra settings seem to be just as good as the high settings for this game, and they're actually, the game looks really good, which is surprising because some simulators, they look like they had a shoestring budget, but this one looks like whoever designed it, and they had a pretty decent budget. So at first I found the controls were a little bit awkward, but then they made sense once I started to move along with the game. So from picking items up and your shovel, like using your shovel, it just becomes second nature. But yeah, to be fair, it's much better controls and much better menu system than most simulators I played, so it just becomes highly intuitive once you start playing. The unlock requirements are a little bit strange. Like, apparently cutting grass makes sense to unlock a better mower, but then there's like, you put down 4 wooden planks or patches to unlock sunshine, which doesn't make sense. There's heavy repetition day after day, so if you don't like that, sort of cutting the grass, watering the flowers, there's a lot of that when it comes to taking care of a real garden. So to be fair, you know, that's kind of what it's simulating. There's not a lot of settings available. It almost feels like a mobile game, almost, but the menus don't look like one. So it's pretty sparse on the menus, but really, what could you possibly need beyond like higher resolution? And it looks great on Ultra. So I would say a sequel would definitely need more garden furniture, more plants, fences, path types, which are kind of limited, but I think this is the first game in this series. Like, some of the placement of your items are actually pre-decided, so when you put back your lawnmower, you have to put it back a certain place. I didn't see a way of changing that. And there are other items where you can't tweak that. So that's an area that this game can improve if there is a second one ever coming out. Yeah, so the sequel really needs more options for longevity, more flowers, fruits, vegetables, lawn decor, weather effects. From what I saw, it's always sunny or it's dark and time to go inside your place from your garden. And it'd be cool if there was rain and snow, because none of that. It's just always sunny. And sort of a nighttime cycle. Like if you wanted to plant at night and catch up with, you know, your plants growing and making your garden, you should be able to do that. So you can work at night and see glowing lights and crickets and owls, like the wildlife. There's not really wildlife other than the cat that follows you around, which I think is just to stop you from being lonely or make it sort of realistic. I'm not sure the reason. All in all, like with all this said, it's not a perfect game, but it's actually really well done, as I said, for a simulator game. Strong start, definitely a lot of room for improvement for mechanics and items. Could be added in a future sequel. But it should please, like, it sort of has a good compromise between pleasing like a hardcore gamer. I saw some people saying this is how I can play this when I can't garden in real life in the winter, so so it should please like the happy compromise between the gamers and real life green thumbs. It costs $18.99. It's a solid game. It's a solid 8.10, sorry, 8 out of 10 in my books. Hopefully we see a sequel in a year or two. Maybe they're working on it. They haven't announced it yet. But it's a solid game. As I said, it's easily one of the best simulator games I've ever seen. Just in terms of like jumping in and appeasing the people that play. And it balances fun with like a sense of simulation that works. So it's got a good balance between those two. So keep on planting in your garden and keep on gaming. Bye.